Hello book lovers, welcome to the next Bees bookshelf. I this week have got a book that I actually haven't read in quite a while, but I was out during my outdoor time and delivering some books to a friend of mine from Bees bookshelf, leaving them on her doorstep, and she has an absolutely wonderful little library on the side of her house where she puts books that any passers-by can collect and take books. And so I thought I'd do kind of a COVID-19 Bookshare where I deliver books and then I take one from her little library. And in this little library there was a book that I read a while ago which really resonated with me for this particular time, and it is the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society. And this is written by Mary Ann Shaffer and her niece, Annie Barrows. And this is an absolutely deliciously wonderful book, all around kind of the power of reading and books and the uniting force it has for people. So the story starts in 1946, and an author, Juliet Ashton, gets a letter from a gentleman called Charles Lamb, who he found her name and address in the leaf of a book. And he writes to her saying, can you recommend any other books, because I really liked this book. And they start correspondence by letters. And it turns out that Charles is part of the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society. A very intriguing title. And in fact, actually, the society started as an alibi from in Guernsey for this group of people in the local community, as an alibi as why they were gathering together during occupation. And it's a fantastically inventive way of reading a story, all written in letters and correspondence. And what happens is that Charles encourages other people in the society to write to Juliet, and she learns about all the people and the power of this group, which they then decided to form and get to know each other and talk about reading and books and their loves. And it's a really uniting force for these people, and Juliet gets an insight, and then she goes to Guernsey and visits. And I remember reading it a good few years ago now, but it really brought what I can only imagine the situation being during wartime in the Second World War to life. And that real human connection that we all feel, the emotions that we go through, but then all the practical aspects of it. And it particularly, when I was looking in my friend's little library and I saw this, I immediately thought of the current situation we're in and how that really reminded me of the power of actually Bookshare and what that has been over the last 8 years that it's been running, but also how important it is at the moment for people to read and use reading to escape, but also to connect with other people, and how letter writing can be so powerful. And I've been thinking about that a bit in terms of my own correspondence with people. We're all Zooming and Skyping and WhatsApp videoing and house partying, but actually sometimes in the written form and someone receiving it, it feels like a gift, and you can actually have a different kind of correspondence and conversation, and like traditional pen pals. And this book really brought that back home to me, in that kind of analogue world, which actually I think is just as important as our digital connection at the moment. And I just wanted to read a quote from the book, which I absolutely love, and it is, "We clung to books and our friends. They reminded us that we had another part of us. And at the moment, we all need a bit of a reminder about the other things that we can be accessing and enjoying." And so that's why I'm sharing this book this week. And it was such a gift to stumble across it again. And I love that about books. And I was only able to do that because of the generosity of my friend and her sharing books on the outside of her house in her little library, Heart for Everyone Else. So it has a lot of lovely warm feelings for me this time, and I urge you all to read it. It's an absolutely lovely, joyous read, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you.